Hi Cancer, this is Samantha from Insights Tarot, and I'm here to give you your monthly read for October 2019. It's a general read for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, okay? It's also a timeless read, which simply means that despite the timestamp that I put here, Cancer, if you've been drawn to watch this video, no matter what time of the year it is, that means that there are messages here for you, so give the video a watch, okay? General also means it won't resonate with all of you. So take what you can from this reading and leave the rest. If you like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Love having you here, and I absolutely love doing these readings for you. It's important that you hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, or subscribe because it tells me and YouTube that you appreciate the content and the readings that I'm putting out, and it helps my business grow. So thank you so much for your support and loyalty, Cancers. If you want a more in-depth idea of what's coming for you, Cancer, my suggestion is to watch your Rising, Moon, and Venus sign videos as well as the Sun sign video, okay? That will give you a more comprehensive idea. If you don't have time for all those videos, I do offer personalized readings. That information to contact me is below if you're interested, okay? So, this month I'm using the Law of Attraction Tarot and a new oracle, the Enchanted map by Colette Baron-Reid. I'll be using that oracle at the end to tie in with additional messages to close out the reading, okay? Without further ado, let's get rolling. Source energy, ascended masters, angels, archangels, guardian angels, and divine white light and spirit guides. I ask that you please provide me with the general messages and energies for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I ask that you allow me to see these messages clearly. I ask you to let me speak them clearly so Cancer can understand. And I ask that all the messages given here today help keep Cancer on their highest path, not only now, but always. I appreciate your love, guidance, and protection. I absolutely do, Source. Your messages are deeply appreciated and always welcome here. Okay, so, Cancer. General energy at this time is the Lovers. Love it. This is a Gemini energy. So, you could be dealing with a Gemini lover, or you could be dealing with somebody who has Gemini somewhere in their chart. Doesn't have to be their sun sign. You could also have Gemini in your chart somewhere. Being that your sun sign's Cancer, you could have Gemini anywhere, okay, in your chart. It really just does depend who is watching this, because a person who's Gemini sun could be watching this because they have a Cancer moon. There is Gemini somewhere in your chart, okay? Or it's in your lover's chart. Just possibilities. Okay, so what does this say? It says that you're going to have dealings with somebody that you love. That's important to you right now. This is your general energy. Love, dealing with a relationship that's significant in your life. Now, I never read these cards as traditional. This is the Law of Attraction Tarot. This also feels like this could just be an important relationship you're having to deal with it at this time, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could be familial, work-related, friendship, okay? Different types of relationships, but relationships are highlighted at this time for you. Okay? Your first card out. And also, you know, before I get going, Law of Attraction Tarot means we are to watch this in two lenses. View it from the aspect of yourself. Where are your blocks? What are you thinking, feeling, behaving, and are they contributing to a positive outcome for you? And working on it if it's not, okay? Because typically blocks do come up in each and every read, and I'm capable of noticing them and bringing them to the forefront. Hopefully giving ideas as well or tools so you're capable of working through those blocks, Gemini. The second way to look at this reading is in terms of the external environment to which you've already brought forth through prior ways of thinking, behaving, and emoting. Okay, so you're getting to see what you've already brought up through the thinking and behaving and emoting. And that way you're capable of then, again, cyclical, making further decisions, okay? So, two ways, keep that in mind. I do feel with this card, this is asking you to balance out your masculine and feminine aspects of yourself for the week ahead. If it's not asking you to balance them out, it's saying that they're already congruent, and that staying balanced at this time is important and key to forward movement and healing within yourself and your relationships at this time. Okay, so I hear some of you, saying, what the heck's that mean? Well, everybody's born with a masculine side to themselves and everybody's born with a feminine, okay? Think of yin and yang. Everybody's born with a yin and a yang. We have an assertive aspect to ourselves, the action part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that take all that forward movement and are courageous and brave and action-oriented. And then we have the parts of ourselves that are nurturing, sensitive, creative. And when you put those two together, they equal one yin-yang. And here I see that with them kissing. They're at peace together. So I feel like you could be very balanced this week, Gemini. And if you're not, this is suggesting to get in balance, okay, in terms of your your feminine and masculine parts of yourself. Okay. So your first card out is the Four of Swords. Swords always talk to be about mental. In traditional tarot, it talks about depression, anxiety, illness, physical, mental, or emotional. And here, this feels no different. And here you got a woman with her back to you. She's encapsulated herself inside of a glass cover. She's hugging herself. She's cradling herself. She's definitely isolated herself from the world. So, I do feel like this could be definitely your energy or somebody around you. In terms of there could be an aspect of yourself you're not wanting to deal with, and that could be the depression or the anxiety, okay? You could be isolating yourself at this time, Cancer. But this could also mean that you're dealing with somebody who is doing this. So remember, it can be both ways, and to think of each of these cards as you or another person, since this is a relationship reading. It can absolutely go both or one or both ways, okay? I do feel like you've been dealing with an estrangement of some sort, either within yourself or with somebody who's close to you, possibly even a love partner, okay? And you're kind of waiting. I feel like with this guy here, you're waiting because he's got a pocket watch sitting there in his hand, and he's patiently waiting, but he's very conscious of the time. He's waiting for this other person to come back. So I do feel like if it's you, you're being patient with yourself. I feel like this person could be taking time off to heal themselves, but I do feel like I'm seeing all these shadows, slots. They kind of remind me of swords. So I do feel like you're dealing with somebody and their shadows here. I feel like it's somebody who's dealing with the shadow aspect of themselves. It's fears, anxieties. It's bringing on depression for some. It could be illness and, mental, emotional, or physical. And they're self-soothing. Maybe they're turning themselves away from the world so they can have time to recuperate themselves. If it's not that, they're doing it because they're feeling lost and scared, and they're needing the assistance to move forward. Now, this person here, I feel, is you. I really feel like this could be a partner for many of you. But, you know, since this is a dual reading, I'll read it as you as well, you know, being patient with yourself as you heal yourself, okay, Cancer? Because this guy's sitting there, but he knows time is of the essence. He's kind of waiting, though, okay? He's waiting patiently for the changes, and he's waiting with and being patient with himself or herself. You're man or woman, it doesn't matter. I'm just going by the picture on the front of the card. But in terms of external, it could be that you, Cancer, are waiting for a partner as they work through some healing issues of their own. That you're being supportive, okay, of them. Loving, I do see the red and the pink, which makes me feel like there's love and affection there. That they're not necessarily, you're not necessarily, okay, I guess how I want to put it is you're being supported from like a stand from a distance. You're not getting all immersed up in their stuff. You're giving them the time and the space they need to do the healing necessary. And you're hoping that it pays off. Because I feel a bit anxious with this card. Like you've seen this before. Or you're not sure it's going to work out. But I do feel like you're definitely being supportive because you're giving them the space and the stability they need. And the stability is that you're giving them your shoulder and you're not pushing them into anything, okay? This definitely speaks to me about you stepping up and being the rock for somebody else, Cancer, at this time. He's sitting on a concrete stone here. So for some of you, maybe you are the one who's leaning on your partner and they're the rock for you. Either way, one of you is being the rock for the other person in the relationship at this time. You're definitely capable of recognizing healthy boundaries, setting them, and enforcing them, but also following them when they're made by somebody else. And you're doing it here. Okay, you're respecting and loving somebody enough to give them time and being patient while they move forward. Okay. So, yeah, I spoke of timing in this card because this is the Emperor card. This is Aryan quality. And here it comes out again with the Six of Cups, which tells me there are heartstrings attached. It's definitely got a feeling of relationship here, but the woman's missing. So I do feel like at this time for some Cancers here, your other half has isolated themselves, possibly away from even you and from the world, so that they could deal with their own issues, their own stuff, their own demons or shadows or skeletons in the closet, however you want to look at it, okay? They've got fears, anxieties, it's emotional, mental, physical, in the ways that they're healing themselves, and it will be different for different ones of you. Some of you are dealing with a physically ill partner. Others of you, it's mental or emotional, and they're trying to handle and deal with it in their own time and in their own way. You're just being supportive in that you're waiting. I do feel like you're playing the waiting game before you move forward, and it feels like the right move. The compass is here. It's pointing due north, due south, and you know, I do feel like there's time is of the essence again with the hourglass and the sand falling through, but moreover, I feel like this is something that needed to happen and has possibly happened in the past before. So it's kind of like you're used to it. You kind of standing there, you're grounded. He's wearing a bunch of brown, which indicates earth and being grounded. But underneath is red, which for me, rather than action, I do feel like the action you're taking is to love and support somebody by giving them the space that they need right now in order for them to heal themselves. Okay, and again, noticing completely that the other person isn't in this card, when typically it is a card that indicates soulmates, and there are typically at least 2 people on the card. So that's definitely dovetails the 4 of Swords here, where somebody's absent from a partnership at this time. Okay, and you know, this could definitely be karmic things they are dealing with and that you've seen before. And here we got a guy waiting again. So I really feel like you're doing a ton of waiting right now. You're waiting for somebody to deal with their business. So for some of you, they're not they're not just dealing with their own selves, they're dealing with external circumstances. And the reason I say that is because this woman doesn't look at all like she's got problems of her own. She's looking like she's also waiting to deal with her own business, which is here in this bag. She's dressed for work or whatever, and she's waiting to deal. So for some of you, you've got a partner who is definitely waiting to handle issues outside of their own self. So again, it's external to you and them. They're dealing with family matters on their side or whatever. And it's just taking time, so you're passing it. This guy's reading a paper. The thing I'm seeing here is the lack of emotional connection. Okay, again, he's standing back. He's leaning against the wall or standing near the wall, and she's just kind of got her arms crossed like she's off limits emotionally, you know. Body language-wise, when the arms are crossed, it definitely is a display of being closed off. So right now, I do feel like a partner is closed off to you emotionally, passionately, affectionately, because their attention and focus is elsewhere. See how her head's turned? So she's looking in a different direction, and she's definitely, you know, it's not that she doesn't care or isn't with you, it's that she's got other things on her mind at this time. Him or her. Okay, let me just point that out. Could be him, could be her. It depends on whether you're a man or woman watching this, okay? And depending upon your own sexuality, because these could fit for same-sex relationships as well. Okay, so again, the theme of waiting, the theme of disconnectedness, absentness, isolation, and here we got the idea of privacy, needing the privacy. Okay, so within yourself right now, I think you're dealing with aspects of yourself regarding patience with this other person. Maybe you yourself, like I said, are dealing with, because this is in the lens also not only external, but in terms of your own healing, Cancer, you could have some anxieties and fears regarding a partnership at this time, or within yourself from past lives or even earlier childhood traumas from within this life. I feel like you have little to no time to deal with your own issues. I keep feeling like time here. Time is of the essence. You don't have a lot of time for this, or yeah, I feel like the clock's ticking, time's passing by. Especially with these 2 cards here, more like passing your time, waiting. But I feel like if you are waiting for things to change within you, Cancer, you really need to take those proactive steps to bring in the stability and to heal those fears. And yeah, these are past life wounds or possibly early life wounds that you are being guided to heal at this time, okay, Cancer? There's a compass on the 6 of Cups here. I've spoke of it earlier, okay? Which tells me and it's way bigger, this compass, than the guy in the picture. So that tells me something bigger, and it's purple, which is spiritual. Something bigger than yourself is divinely guiding you to heal yourself at this time and to heal this within this partnership. okay? And to be patient with yourself and with others. There are issues of privacy at this time. The computer here is here, and the password on the screen is, you got to put it in order to get in there. Maybe you don't have the password. I don't see it written up. I feel like some of you feel like you're excluded from this aspect within the relationship you have with your partner. That you aren't, and you're not being asked to join in. The power's on. I see the green light for go, but if you don't have the password to enter into this relationship to help your partner, or to enter into this situation to help your partner out, you can't get in. You see that analogy there? You're being kept out of some situation, and there's a reason for that. Okay, the green light means it's a go-to for those that need to get in. Now, Four of Pentacles does indicate it's definitely in the here and now. These are things happening right now in the here and now, because the Pentacles always deal with the here and now, the material, the stuff you can grasp with your hands, the tangible side of life. So right now you are definitely feeling probably locked out and left out of a situation, okay? I do feel like you understand to some extent why, especially with the Emperor here, and that emotionally you're capable of waiting and are patient. With the Eight of Pentacles here, you absolutely show signs of understanding and patience and compassion, and you seem to be passing your time doing meaningful things, waiting while whatever's going on in your partner's life is happening, especially with the King of Pentacles coming out. So I feel like this is your energy. You're really just holding down the fort here. You're dealing with the day-to-day stuff in life, and your partner is getting to take a reprieve to deal with whatever's going on within themselves and within their external lives, okay? I feel like you're business-minded. You're absolutely maybe paying the bills, doing the day-to-day nitty-gritty stuff. You got your glasses on, you're seeing things clearly, and you're willing to do this detail stuff because you care about this person a great deal. In fact, you love them. So, that's what's going on right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull Enchanted map card to tie in one last message. What's going on? Wow, okay. So, we've got healing and forgiveness here, and then encouragement. So I absolutely feel like at this time you're going to be able to reconcile any differences and heal any differences within yourself, Cancer, with this Heal the Ouch card, okay? But you're also not only healing yourself, you're healing and forgiving others around you at this time. Definitely could have had a fight with a partner, okay? I haven't mentioned that, yes, but that's a distinct possibility of why you guys have a separation at this time. And I do feel the Heal the Ouch means there's a reconciliation coming in. They could have even blocked you out for a minute, some of you. And I feel like you're worked really hard to get back where you're at, and definitely going to be some reconciliations, forgiveness, and healing. For the situation, though, as I seen it with a partner isolating themselves to deal with their own stuff, I feel like the way you're able to heal is helping them through encouragement. You're encouraging and loving them at this time. You're encouraging them by giving them the space and the love and the nurturing they need to move forward. Okay? I absolutely love that. Perfect. Just perfect. So those are your messages. That's what's going to be happening in October, dealing with this relationship and the situations at hand for yourself and your partner, as well as whatever is external to you both, okay? Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the new oracle, or how this plays out in your life. And until next time, I wish you all the best with this. Love and light always. Namaste, Cancer.